Ma'am, I keep forgetting the completed chapters again and again, and I don't know why. I keep rereading it, I keep the concepts fresh, but still I cannot engrave them into my soul, as you say, right? But if that's the case, then first of all, you are not alone, okay? It happened to me, it happens to all of us. We complete one chapter, we study it thoroughly, we study it like a story, we teach it to someone else, but still we can't memorize it. We can't remember the formulas when needed. We can't do the calculations. We can't engrave those concepts in our brains such that it can come out when we present our paper. Right? So this video is for you, beta, because once the chapter is completed, that does not mean our work is also done. Our brain is a tricky machine, and if you think that reading once is enough or twice is enough, then we are a little bit wrong here. So in this video, I am going to tell you the correct approach to study so that the concept actually remains in your brain for a longer period of time. Okay, so the right way to study completed chapters in science, okay, so that you stop forgetting and you start reading and memorizing and engraving it in your soul, as I like to say. Okay, now beta, the very first thing we are going to look here is the root cause of why do students even forget the chapters. Okay, Monday you started studying, right? That is your day 0, let's say. Okay, then you start studying, and if you read just once, okay, let's say you read just once, then of course you will forget. Ma'am, that's no case, I know that. But even if you read twice, you forget. You read twice and it's still the same. Okay, so you read twice, but that's not. If you just read twice, then the graph will still be like this. It won't be the constant graph. Why? Because our mind is a machine which needs upgradation again and again, just like our softwares in our computer, in our mobiles, right? It keeps getting updated after a month, after 2 months, right? So our brain is just a machine who needs updating at every time. Okay, so beta, if you just read once, you will forget. If you don't highlight everything, right? See, when you highlight something, it looks yellowish, greenish, pinkish, and that sits in your brain as a visual thing, okay, as a picturesque memory. It sits in your brain and it tells your brain, okay, this was a little highlighted, maybe this is important. So your brain sits that concept in your memory better. Okay, and you don't plan your revision. You do the revision, but there is no planning. It's just random revision. You wake up one day, okay, let me study this chapter now, let me study cell now, I feel like I want to do something light now, let's just study about mitochondria, yeah, the powerhouse of the cell. That does not how our brain works. Okay, it constantly wants reminders that this thing is important. So we are going to see how to do smart revision today for your long-term memory. Okay, now beta, the first thing we are going to see is reading again is not a revision. The biggest myth is that, ma'am, I keep reading again and again. If I keep reading again and again, it's a revision, right? That's not a revision. That's just a myth. If you keep rereading, then it feels productive, but you forget very fast. Okay, and every read, the brain is not implanting that knowledge into your memory. It's just like, okay, it's just, we watch series again and again, right? But it is not series. It is something we have to give an exam for. So the actual reality is it feels harder. Even if you read again and again, it still feels the same kind of hard. You can't remember longer, right? And your brain does not, it's working, but it's not actually retaining that information, right? That's one of the biggest mistake. Now moving on to the solution. Ma'am, tell us what to do. Yes, so here is what you have to do. Just 4 steps. Every concept, every chapter, if you do it this way, it applies to everything, and this will, it's my word, if you follow this revision plan, which I follow, lots of my students follow, and you will see the actual difference. The first, of course, we are recalling the concepts. We study the concept and we recall it, right? We will see in a second how to recall actually, right? So first thing, we are recalling the concept. Second thing, we are making short notes. Now, how many times I have told you to make short notes? This is the same, okay? Then beta comes the point, the thing which is the most important, your MCQs and PYQs, because beta, no matter how much you recall, no matter how much you read that thing again and again, how many notes you make, if you don't give tests, if you don't analyze yourself, there will be no way out. You will be keep stucking in that loop of revising, recalling, and then forgetting, revising, recalling, forgetting. If you don't test yourself, if you don't see your mistakes and then correct them, it will be of no use. And at the end, of course, then mistake analysis, okay? It fix your weak spots, it fix the concepts that needs a refresher, and you know that, oh, I forgot the reaction of photosynthesis, let me just revise 2 times this time, maybe I won't forget, right? So beta, the very first thing, how to actually recall, right? How to actually do the active recall. So the very basic, you read something, you are studying photosynthesis, writing it down, and you are studying, and you closed everything, okay? You open a new page of the notebook, you then write down from there you write down, okay, now photosynthesis is this is its reaction, these are the products, these are the reactants, this is the main product and main reactant, whatever that is, okay? And this is the main reaction. If you forget the reaction, you again open the book, you again see the reaction where you did mistake, you analyze yourself, you again close the book, you come back to this. Done. And again continue that with so many topics. Explain photosynthesis, draw the human heart from your memory, you have drawn it multiple times, draw it again, right? Write 3 Newton's law. So these are very important. So these are the things, these are the laws of reflection, refraction, the ray diagrams, the human heart, the photosynthesis, the diagram of leaf, all those things, the human digestive system, all those things are very important to sit in your brain. And how will that happen? If you keep recalling it again and again, okay beta, because your brain remembers what it retrieves. Done. Because when you use your senses, you are saying it out loud, you are hearing it, you are making the notes, you are drawing the diagram, as most the sciences involved, better is your learning, better is your retrieving of that concept in your brain, right? Then beta, we have when you should revise. That's a very important thing in active recall. So what I prefer is, you need mostly mota 1 month to remember a thing with utmost power, with utmost confidence, okay? And your brain needs at least a month revision along a month to remember it completely. So this is the first day you are learning it the first time, okay? Then beta, this is the 3rd day. You skip, let's say this is your Monday, you skip Tuesday, you go to Wednesday, right? And after 7 days, again on Monday or Wednesday, either you can decide either Monday or Wednesday whenever you have time, but not later than Wednesday, okay? And then after 15 days, you come back after 2 weeks, next Monday, Wednesday, and then after 30 days. Now your concept is finally locked in your brain, and it's so pure, everything is as clear as water in your brain, okay? And that is the thing where active recalling actually plays a role to retrieve the information in your brain, to memorize that thing, okay? So just the juice of everything, revise again and again over the period of at least a month or 2. If you do 2, it's best, okay? Next beta, very important thing is short notes. What short notes do is they make your revision easy. Now there can be number of styles of short notes, okay? You can use flashcards, okay? You can use sticky notes, write just one question on each and paste it in front of your wall at every sticky note, or you can get that small paper diary or something, right? Now you can write each concept on one single page. That's your flashcard. Done. You see a card, you read it, okay, done. One concept over. Done. So the basics of obviously that one concept is over. Formula sheet, very important. I tell you every single time that making a formula sheet, pasting it in front of your wall, on your roof if you study while sleeping, how important is that? If you keep seeing those formulas again and again, your brain registers that okay, this is very, very important. Right? And then some of the key facts that you remember, that on the sticky notes, of course, you write something that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, lysosome is the suicide bag of the cell, in digestive system we have these many steps, right? So you do those things. What are the focal length of concave mirror, convex mirror, the sign of that, right? So you do all these with key facts. So these small things don't leave your brain. You remember the definition of concave mirror, you remember how many steps are there, how many diagrams are there, but you forgot these small things. What was the sign? Was it negative for concave mirror? Was it negative for convex mirror? So you remember this when you write these down and you paste it in front of your wall. Okay, done. Next beta, we have questions. We all know, I don't think I even have to tell you that you have to do question practice, because you know, you just go talk to your seniors and ask them how many questions have we practiced, how many questions we have practiced. I have made sure they practice in the live sessions for like 4 hours, 5 hours straight, and you ask them their result, it's never less than 95. Okay, that's my guarantee to you. That's one thing. Okay, because beta, we have to solve questions. Here it's written 20 MCQs per chapter. Okay, that's the least when you are starting out. Okay, for that you can obviously join the live sessions. We are doing MCQs, maybe fill in the blanks if we have any, conceptual questions, numericals, everything in the live session, 5 p.m. every day. Now chapter, you do one chapter, you pick one chapter, you do 20 questions. Okay, they are quick, easy. And what happens with MCQs, right? You do concept and you're like, okay, photosynthesis, I know. You don't actually like blurt out the whole definition or write down the whole definition. With MCQs, you just have to give one answer. What is the focal length of the concave mirror? It's either negative, positive, zero, neutral. Nothing here, nothing there, no two questions, no two-liner questions. So it crisps up your concepts. Okay, then you spot your mistakes. If the MCQs was wrong, then you'll see the right answer, then you'll see the reason behind it, the concept behind it, and hence it's recalling again all over, and hence the concept is fixed, right? And we are all happy. Done. Next beta, we have very important thing, that is your revising the mistakes, not the complete chapters. I don't ask you to read the NCERT every time you revise, every time you recall. What we do questions, and after that questions we recall, we revise our mistakes. What is the wrong answer? Okay, you corrected, you wrote down in your error notebook. You can get another notebook if you want, you can use sticky notes if you want. Right over that wrong answer, you paste a sticky note saying that this was the error I made and this is the correction. Must read, must remember this. Brain. Okay, and hence you improve. Right? Done. Here is just a silly example I got. So mass is not equal to weight, but now we are confused. Why? You studied it, but we are forget. We are allowed to forget. That's fine. We are confused that mass with weight. So we know mass is simply mass, but weight is mass times acceleration due to gravity, m into g. So now we are clear. Mass is kg, weight is Newton, weight is not kg or gram, because it is like simply m into g or m into a, that is force, that is Newton. Right? So these are some of the small things here you have to remember. Okay, and beta, some of the things you have to do is to continuously take tests. You take quizzes. There are so many AI tools online. You can just upload a video lecture, you can upload a PDF, and you can get the questions generated, flashcards generated. So you have to take help of those. Maybe for some AI tools, obviously you'll have to pay a little much, maybe 200, 300 a month. And I genuinely think that paying someone so much money is better than giving an AI 200 rupees, right? Because it's not just, I'm not adding for someone. I have not taken any names, but you just go out, whatever you feel good. If you find a free source, very good. If you still have to give 200-300 rupees for something which is actually an asset, which is actually generating some good things for you, your flashcards, your notes, your quizzes, not just notes, you can make notes, flashcards. It's giving you questions, giving you quizzes. Although you don't have to do that, it's just to make your things way easier. You can just subscribe the channel instead, okay? Because we come live, I give you so many MCQs, so many quizzes, assertion, reason questions, long answer, short answer, numericals, you name it, everything is on this channel, okay? So subscribe the channel. So you can do the quizzes and you will see if you are correct or not, right? And beta, we have finally, this is your 7-day revision challenge. Everyone who stayed till the end, till this video, comment down and tell me, ma'am, I will take this 7 days challenge and I will prove that I can remember things. I will challenge my brain that I can memorize things better. You have no chance in front of me. So day 1 is your, let's say, biology. Day 2 physics, day 3 chemistry. You can flip them as you want. Then revision, day 4 MCQs. Then your error notebook, you can revise them, recall them, solve the MCQs, do the numericals, then check your mistake. Do the PYQs. PYQs include long answer, short answer, numerical, MCQs, CBQs, competency based, case based, you name it. And then you give a full test and you see, did you do better or did you not? That's a 1 week challenge for you from my side to you. I'll ask after 1 week if you completed the challenge or not, and you comment down that yes ma'am, we will do the challenge, and we will tell you if we passed or not, right? And bacha, this is what the entirety of this whole thing that you learn, right? You revise, you practice, you analyze, and then you improve, and you score 95 plus. I always say one thing, if you guys have played any sport, you know that your coach will make you practice the same shot in badminton, the same shot in cricket, the same shot in tennis, thousands of times. It's literally the same shot thousands of times. This is a whole chapter. You have so many concepts and you don't even need 1,000 times practices. You need a year, not a year, you need a week, a month, a 2 month to actually engrave those things in your brain. That's not that hard. Trust me, you just try to give it a chance, try to learn science the way it wants to learn you. I always say that science has a love language, and that is affection only. You try, you give acts of services, right? You try to study it, you try to understand it, and it will give 20 folds of return in your favor. Okay, now beta, that's it. I had a very toppers don't study more, they revise better. And that's exactly the motto we are going to use on this channel. So subscribe the channel, like this video, and I'll meet you in the next one. This was your Aditi Mam. Bye bye.